everyone, welcome to Life Well Loved. I'm Penny. Ignore everything in the background. It's the middle of September and we have decorated our house for the season. We have an upcoming Halloween party coming up in probably about 4 weeks or so from now. I had a friend of mine come over last week and we were just kind of like tinkering around. We decided to pull everything out of the attic and we had a lot of fun decorating the house. So I do live in Florida, so you may see that I'm wearing a sleeveless dress today, and it's still hot here. You know, it's the middle of September and it's still hot. But that's not the topic of today's video. Today's video is going to be about a bag purchase that I made at Vera Bradley outlet. And I actually picked up 4 things that I think are really, really cute. And there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. So the first bag I got was this backpack. And you can see that it's in that clear vinyl and it's pretty large. It's very structured. So even though it gives a little bit, it does have a lot of structure to it. It has an open zipper pocket here so that you can put something there. And then of course it has the zipper that opens up there, nice and wide. You can see the depth on the bottom. On the back, it has these really soft padded straps and they are adjustable. And this is the pattern that I chose. You can see that there. It's like a purple and black. And this is a bag that I purchased from the Vera Bradley outlet. You know, I like Vera Bradley, but sometimes her colors and patterns can be a little overwhelming for a particular look. And so I thought that this one was nice because it's not too overwhelming. There's not too many colors and patterns, and I felt like I could really work with this. Interestingly enough, the reason why I picked up this backpack is because we were going to be traveling to South Alabama for a wedding, and we wanted to use it for travel food. That's something that my family does. I don't know if you guys do that or not, but anytime we're going on a trip, we always want to have like snacks. So potato chips, cookies, peanuts, those kinds of things. And I thought that this would be a great bag for us to put in the back seat. We were traveling with our boys and they eat a lot. If you have boys, then you know they can really eat a lot. And so we were able to kind of stuff this with a lot of snacks, and we were able to replenish this as we went along on our trip. And it worked out great. We were able to see all the snacks that were inside, so that if we had like peanuts at the bottom and potato chips on the top, we weren't like just endlessly digging and crunching up the potato chips while we were digging for the peanuts. We could see specifically that the peanuts were on this side and we could go straight in and actually grab them. So it was actually perfect. When I was packing this backpack, I decided to pick up a little pouch and to drop it straight into this front pocket right here. And I'll show you, it kind of looked like that. And it just kind of gave a little bit of interest. It also allowed me to stock this pocket with crackers and some granola bars. And so it made things a little bit easier for me when I was just trying to keep things organized. You know, crackers can crumble relatively easily, so I wanted to keep those kind of protected. So I thought that that was a really good addition for this bag. And I thought it was fun to be able to add a few extra colors. And I think I have at least 1 or 2 other pictures that I can probably put into this video just so that you can see it in action. And then when we got to our hotel, we had a kitchenette in there, and I just kind of set this on the breakfast table. And the boys were able to grab whatever it is that they wanted as we went along throughout our day. We were there for about a week. The other thing that was really cool about this is that it did double duty, because we also attended a couple of other functions, including we went to a place called Ship Island in Mississippi, and we were able to use this backpack. It was a beach trip. You travel there by boat. It's a private island, and once you arrive, they have just open beaches. Not a lot of people there because you have to get there by boat. So there were some lounge chairs and there were plenty of umbrellas. There was a lifeguard on duty. There was obviously restroom facilities. They had a very small bistro that just sold like hamburgers and hot dogs and ice cream and slushies, those kinds of things. And then of course there is a abandoned fort there, which was something that we were able to take a look at. But we used this at the beach. We were able to set it down right on the sand and be able to, when I got home, I just washed it. I literally put this under the sink and I washed it. In fact, while we were on the boat ride, my son set it down on the ground, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, the germs that had come off of like shoes and things like that on a boat. I mean, I don't know how often a boat actually gets washed, but the truth is that this strap right here was sitting on the ground. But when I got home, I put the whole thing underwater. I washed this strap with Dawn dish soap, and now I feel really comfortable that it's completely clean. You know, when you get these vinyl type products, you're not supposed to use like Windex or any type of vinegar agent on them. It actually can damage, make the clear vinyl cloudy if you use products like this. So I just put it under the water, a little bit of soap and water, gave a little scrub, and she's good as new. So I'm really excited about this backpack. She was exactly what I wanted, and I used her for the exact purpose that I envisioned, and she actually worked out really well. So she was a really good purchase. So the second bag that I used is this one. This is in that same purple colorway, and it was perfect because I had this one as a crossbody, and then I had the backpack, and so everything was coordinating. My husband carried the backpack a lot of times, and I just carried this one. This one was actually perfect. You can see it has a zipper here where you just kind of open it up, and it opens up nice and large. It has a solid print on the inside, and the print is on the outside. It was very spacious. It included our wallets, our keys. I had our tickets in here. I had my own personal water bottle in here, my sunglasses, etc. So this worked out really well. It has a zipper pocket in the front, which is where I put some wipes and some hand sanitizer. I think I had my chapstick in here, you know, all the things that you're probably gonna need for the beach. You can see that it's adjustable, and I adjusted it all the way to the full extent here, and I did that so that I could use it across body, just like that, and it was very, very comfortable. So the next thing I brought with us is this. This is a additional travel bag that is able to be attached to the backpack. And I love being able to bring these extra bags because a lot of times when you go on vacation, we love to go into like the boutiques and some of the local flair retailers and be able to pick up either like souvenirs or just interesting things from the area. And what's cool about this bag is, again, is that it can attach to the backpack, but you just pull it out of its pouch. You can see that there, and unfold it, and it opens up into an entire shopping bag, which makes things nice and easy. The reason why I brought this one on our trip is because I was anticipating that we were probably going to have like some wet swimsuits on the private island that we attended. And it ended up that we didn't have any wet swimsuits, but it was great to be able to have it available. I really wasn't sure what to expect, and so I like to be prepared. I think a lot of us that are bag lovers, we always have the anticipation to be prepared on, you know, whatever comes our way, and we want to make sure that we have the right bag for whatever the activity is. And so this was a really great addition, and it was really inexpensive, so I went ahead and picked it up while it's available in the Vera Bradley colorway, because we know that they change up a lot of their designs, and sometimes if you don't get your entire collection at the time that it's being offered in the retail stores or the outlet stores, then you will kind of miss the opportunity. I think there is actually a website that you can go on and be able to research the types of patterns that are available in Vera Bradley. If you know what that website is, drop it in the comments below for other people. There is some value in knowing what your pattern names are in order for you to be able to research it at a later date if you needed to. So if you have that information, be helpful and drop it in the comment section. So the last bag I picked up, I really had no intentions of buying, but those sales associates sometimes when you're in the stores and they are talking to you about the collection, and they kind of like FOMO you into saying like, hey, get it now or you might miss out. And if you're not familiar with the term FOMO, it's fear of missing out. And so I went ahead and picked up a bag that I am on the fence about. I don't think I'm going to return it because of FOMO, but I wasn't really sure how to use it, and it was relatively inexpensive, and I just decided to go ahead and grab it. And it's this one. It has 2 straps here, so that's nice. It has these additional straps right here, and they're Velcro, and there's one on both sides, and I didn't really understand that, and I'll get to that in a minute. There's nothing on the front. There is a back pocket here, so that's kind of cool. And when you open it up, it has all these individual pockets, which I thought would be really cool for travel food. I was envisioning that I was going to be able to put, like, Planters peanuts in here and some other things, and I was going to be able to use it along with the backpack. When I explained to the saleswoman what I was looking for, that she offered me this one. And to be honest with you, I got this from the outlet, so I think it was like $30. So it wasn't a lot of money, and I just thought, oh, go ahead and throw it in there. But you can see it has the individual pockets, and I am interested in this bag. The reason why I'm hesitant on it is because I don't understand this. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I don't like extra straps that are not helpful. When I asked her about these straps, she said that people will strap this bag to things like bicycles or even maybe a walker, and so that you could put your items in here and be able to have them with you. Obviously I don't use a walker, and I guess this is great for people who do, or maybe like a wheelchair or something like that. I could see where that would be actually very helpful. What I was actually thinking about using this bag for, I don't know if you've been watching any of the videos where people talk about their house purse. This is a new concept for me. I was like, what is a house purse? So I watched a couple of videos on it, and it's where people who have like just hobbies and they want to have their hobbies around their home, and so they'll grab like one bag and it includes all the hobbies. So say you're sitting on the couch and maybe you do knitting, so you would have like your project in here with your knitting and your knitting tools and things like that. And so you just grab this, you put it on the couch, and then you have everything available and you can put it all away. Or maybe you do Bible study and you want to have like your highlighters or your notepad or in your Bible in here. That would be kind of interesting to do. Some people said that they do journaling and they'll have like all their different colored pencils in their journal and their agenda and things like that. So I am intrigued by that. Although I'm a pretty tidy person, so when I'm finished with things at the end of the day, I put them back where they belong so that I can actually find them and know where things are. But people will put in here things like chapstick or nail files, so that if they're sitting on the couch and they need something, they just look in here and they have everything here. I think it's also helpful if maybe you are staying in different places and you want to have like just all of your creature comforts with you. I think that would actually be helpful. But for me, I have this bag. I'm not really sure what I'm going to use it for. I did not use it on the trip. I did not use it for the travel food because I felt like the backpack actually worked out pretty well. But I am interested in maybe just using it as like a little tote, because I think it's really cute. In fact, I was inspired this morning when I put this dress on to find a bag that would look kind of cute, and I thought that this would look kind of cute. I have a couple of errands that I want to run today, and it almost has like a ready-made purse organizer, if you will, already on the inside of it. So I think I do like it. Definitely would have enough spot for me to be able to put my blinged out Stanley cup in there without any trouble. But I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna take these off because I just don't see any, real use for them. And if you've watched any of my prior videos, you'll know that I do tend to modify my bags when they just don't suit my purpose. And you can see here that, let me see if I can get a better view of it. You can see here that it's just sewn on, just that little square right there sewn on. So I feel like I could probably pop some stitches and be able to get this off. And I thought that would be maybe an interesting piece of the video. So let me go ahead and grab my razor blade and reposition the camera, and you can kind of just watch it in fast motion on what that actually looks like for me to be able to take this strap off. So let's do it. So I cut off the straps, and you can see those here, and I have it kind of stuffed as a potential house purse. I don't think I'm going to use it as this, but I just wanted to show you kind of the capacity. I just put my Planters Peanuts in there. I have 2 books. I have my blinged out Stanley, and then just some remote controls, which I would never leave in here, but it's a little bit misshapen because it was the last one, which is what drove that FOMO. But I'm sure that that will settle down and settle out. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what it looked like as a house purse and without those straps on there. Yeah. So thanks for spending time with me today. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. I am a new content creator, and if you enjoy videos on purses or purse content, then give me a like and a subscribe so that you don't lose me in the ocean of YouTube. I'll see you in the next one.